On the distant planet Saris, a family enjoys a carefree day at the beach. Mills and Alia, the parents, watch their 9-year-old daughter Naveen as she tries to whistle. But Mills, burdened by financial troubles over Naveen's medical treatment, struggles to break the news to his family. He's accepted a 2-year exploration mission. Before he can say it, Naveen surprises him. She already knows. Mills embarks on his mission as a pilot, transporting cryogenically frozen passengers aboard a spaceship. As they cruise through space, the ship unexpectedly encounters an undocumented asteroid belt. Debris smashes into the hull, triggering alarms. Mills rushes to the cockpit, sends an emergency distress signal. He thinks of Naveen one last time before blacking out. He regains consciousness to the ship's system, announcing they've landed on an unknown planet. Weak but determined, Mills removes a shard of metal from his abdomen and seals the wound using a handheld tool. Donning his spacesuit, he surveys the wreckage, finding the cryopods shattered and all passengers dead. With a laser gun for protection, he ventures into the swamp, where strange creatures lurk. Determined to survive, Mills realizes the escape pod is in another part of the ship, which crashed far from his location. Knowing rescue is unlikely, Mills sends a message saying there's no need for help, as everyone else is dead. He contemplates ending his life, but hesitates, thinking of Naveen. While gathering the recordings she sent during his journey, Mills detects a functioning cryopod nearby. He opens it to find a young girl inside, alive. Carrying her back to the ship, he notices an enormous footprint, evidence that the planet is Earth, 65 million years in the past, during the age of the dinosaurs. That night, Mills dreams of Naveen asking where he is. The next morning, he sets out with the girl to search for the other half of the ship, perched atop a distant mountain. Along the way, they encounter strange creatures and environmental hazards. At one point, a small dinosaur attacks Mills, but he kills it with his laser gun. The girl, whom Mills learns is named Koa, later runs off in fear, forcing Mills to pursue her. They tumble down a ledge together, landing beside a dead dinosaur, just as another, much larger predator appears. Mills grabs Koa and rushes her to safety. Though they face a language barrier, Mills and Koa begin to communicate. Mills draws the mountain they must reach on the ground, explaining it as the key to their escape. To motivate Koa, Mills lies, telling her that her family is waiting there. Koa, understanding family, draws pictures of her parents in return. That night, she discovers and watches Naveen's video messages. Mills sees her viewing them, shutting them off in frustration, as the recordings reveal that Naveen's condition worsened over the years he was away, leading to her eventual hospitalization. Packing supplies, Mills and Koa embark on a dangerous trek through the wilderness. Along the way, Koa picks berries and teases Mills, throwing them at him. Annoyed but amused, Mills scans the berries for safety. As they laugh together, a large insect lands on Mills, covering his hand in sticky residue, which he tries to smear on Koa in jest. Their brief moment of joy is interrupted when they spot a small dinosaur trapped in tar. Despite Mills's hesitation, they free the creature, only to witness it being hunted and killed by larger predators moments later. They press on, pausing at a waterfall to refill their water bottles. Mills inspects his abdominal wound, but seeing Koa reminds him of his daughter and gives him the strength to continue. When they lose sight of the mountain, Mills climbs a tree for a better view but falls, dislocating his arm. Koa helps him reset it, just as more dinosaurs close in on them. Mills uses explosives to fend off the creatures, giving Koa time to escape. Eventually, they encounter a beach, where Mills saves her from an aerial predator. Exhausted and shaken, Koa refuses to move. To comfort her, Mills whistles, recalling how he used to calm Naveen that way. Koa whistles back, agreeing to continue their journey. They find shelter in a cave for the night. Mills installs motion sensors to warn of danger. As they rest, Koa surprises him by bringing one of Naveen's recordings. Though initially upset, Mills plays it, finding solace in his daughter's voice. Memories flood back of Alia calling to tell him that Naveen had passed away in the hospital, leaving him consumed by grief. The sensors suddenly activate, alerting them to danger. Mills kills a bug that crawled into Koa's mouth, only for a massive T-Rex to appear. They narrowly escape through the back of the cave, pursued by a smaller dinosaur. Trapped between rocks, Mills tries to clear a path but fails. Koa insists on continuing, clinging to hope that her family is alive. Mills finally admits her parents are gone, though she doesn't fully understand. Using explosives, Mills creates an opening for Koa to crawl through. She finds enough space on the other side for both of them, but the entrance collapses, separating them. Hearing Koa's whistle, Mills prepares to follow, but is ambushed by a dinosaur. Using his scanner to emit a high-pitched noise, he stuns the creature and kills it. Meanwhile, Koa discovers a sharp bone and wraps it with poisonous berries, fashioning a weapon. Mills catches up with her just as his scanner reveals a massive meteor hurtling toward Earth, signaling the extinction event. Knowing time is short, they sprint toward the mountain. At nightfall, they reach the crash site of the ship's other half. Mills activates the escape pod and receives the rescue coordinates. Koa, exploring, finds the remains of the cryopods and realizes her family is truly gone. Angry at Mills's deception, she confronts him. Overcome with guilt, Mills shows her a photo of Naveen, confessing that his daughter died while he was away, and he is determined not to fail again. Koa tearfully embraces him, and they prepare to leave. As meteor fragments rain down, Mills and Koa board the escape pod, but a meteor strike flips the pod down the mountain. Koa awakens first and tries to launch the pod, but it's jammed in its current position. Just as Mills regains consciousness, a T-Rex attacks. Mills retrieves his gun, only to find it jammed. As another T-Rex joins the attack, Mills takes cover and recalibrates the gun. Koa uses Naveen's tape to project a hologram, tricking the dinosaurs into attacking it instead. Mills shoots one T-Rex and dodges the other as it pushes the pod into the correct launch position. However, the injured dinosaur from earlier returns. Mills lures it to an acid geyser, where Koa stabs it in the eye with her poisoned bone. The creature stumbles onto another geyser and is dissolved by the acidic spray. Mills and Koa re-enter the pod just as the meteor strikes, triggering the extinction of the dinosaurs. The pod lifts off, narrowly escaping the destruction. Once they are in space, the autopilot sets course for the rescue vessel. As they drift through the stars, Mills closes his eyes, lost in thoughts of Naveen. Koa, sensing his sorrow, gently holds his hand, offering silent comfort.